So here are 10 chores that your toddler can help you with around the house that even our 20-month-old can do.
Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, go ahead and click the subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
So one of the things our toddler loves to help me with is laundry. He thinks it's so cool when you spin the dial, it lights up and it beeps, and then you push a button and there's water that comes out. So that's always something that he gets excited about doing. He's pretty good at actually putting the laundry into the washing machine. Go ahead and have him spin the dial. I'll make sure it's done on the correct setting, and he'll help me open and close the drawer to put the laundry detergent and fabric softener in. And then he is always excited to hit the start button and then wait for the water to come out, because we actually have the window in our washing machine where you can see it starting. Once the washing machine is done, a lot of times he will hear it beep or for the timer to go off. He's excited to switch the clothes from the washing machine into the dryer. This is obviously something that I still help him with. He probably wouldn't do it completely on his own. If I just asked him to put everything from the washer and dryer, he'd probably do some, and some would end up on the floor, and then he'd end up going off and playing. But if I stand there next to him and I hand him smaller pieces to put in the dryer, he's really good about doing it and is excited to help out. Another way that we have our son help out with laundry is to put his clothes away. So once I do his laundry, I will bring it upstairs and then I'll hand him certain items. I have a really simple organizing system in his closet where he can see all of his clothes on this little clothing rack that I have. So I'll hand him a sleeper and I'll point to exactly which area it goes in, and he can help me put it away. And the last way that our son helps out with laundry is to put his dirty clothes in his hamper. It seems like a really simple task. This is something that your kids can do pretty much from the age where they can walk and balance pretty well while carrying something. Another thing that Cooper likes to help out with is the dishwasher. He loves to put things in the dishwasher, so after he has a snack, if he has a spoon or a little cup that he was eating from, I'll help him open the dishwasher, because ours actually shuts pretty tightly, which is definitely a bonus, so he can't get into it on his own quite yet. But once I help him open it, he knows to push the door all the way down, pull the drawer out so he can go ahead and put his silverware away. Another thing he likes to do is to help me empty the dishwasher. So what I'll do is I'll typically pull out all the glass items on the bottom drawer so that only things left are child safe and plastic. They can't break or there's no sharp objects in there. So I'll just have him hand me the plastic dishes and I'll go ahead and put them away because they're usually in higher cabinets. But I will oftentimes have him put away the silverware. So I'll usually take the silverware out of the dishwasher in that basket and either set it on the floor with our silverware organizer, or sometimes too he'll just stand on a chair, open the silverware drawer, and go ahead and put them in. Now, every fork and spoon doesn't end up lined up just perfectly in that silverware organizer, but that's okay. He's learning, and it might look like more of a mess at this point in time, but the more he does it, the more he'll get to know how to do it, and it will become neater and neater over time. But over time, I'm just glad that he's willing and wanting to help out. So something that Cooper helps out with pretty much every day is making his food. Now, we don't have him using a knife and cutting up fruits or vegetables, but smoothies are a must and a go-to in our house. So a lot of times he'll have a smoothie for breakfast or as a snack at some point throughout the day. So usually he'll pull his chair over to the corner where he will stand up to use the blender. I will take the blender off the actual machine itself so there's no way that it can turn on while he's putting things in it. And then I'll set aside the fruit that we want to go in the blender, and he'll actually put it into the blender. Then oftentimes he'll take the blender and actually put it on the base. He knows exactly what buttons to push to get it started. Another thing that Cooper helps me with pretty much every week is making his homemade pouches. So I have a smoothie video that I made recently. I'll link that one below. And I also have a video that I made about our DIY pouches. So I'll go ahead and link that one below for you guys as well. So we make a mixture of fruits and vegetables and put them in these reusable pouches that I got off of Amazon. So I'll usually dice and wash the vegetables, and then I'll have Cooper put them in the pot as I'm getting everything ready. He loves doing this, and I found that he is much more likely to eat these things if he actually helps make them. This is a common go-to for most parents, but having kids pick up their toys. Cooper is now at the age where he knows exactly where his toys go and what certain bins that they go into, and he's actually pretty organized about it. I think it helps that he's watched me clean and organize a lot as he's growing up so far. A lot of times I'll have him on my hip, or I'll have him participate in cleaning things up. So that's definitely something to encourage as kids are getting older. I also make sure to have his toys really accessible for him. So we do a lot of things set up in a Montessori style way, which basically means that the kids can be as independent as possible. So I want him to be able to access all of his toys, to take them down and to put them away on his own, and for him to very easily see all of his toys that he has at his access. So we just started potty training our 20-month-old. So right now he is super excited about taking the little bucket from his little potty and dumping it into the big potty. Yes, this is something that can get messy, so we have to be careful and usually assist him with it, but he's gotten better and better with it over the week so far. It's something that he's really excited about, so I want to continue to encourage his excitement with helping out. Before we started potty training, a lot of times I would have Cooper take a new diaper off the shelf before we had to change his diaper, or to put the dirty one in the diaper pail, or to help me dump it into the toilet. These cloth diapers, so our system might be a little bit different from yours as far as getting the new diaper and putting the old one in the diaper pail. But it's something that he was very easily able to help out with. So as you guys probably know, toddlers love to make a mess. Whether it's toys everywhere or food on the floor or smeared all over their faces, they like to make a mess. But I found that they also like to help clean it up. So Cooper is oftentimes helping us clean up a mess. I found him the other day actually wiping up the floor after the dogs drink water. A lot of times they'll kind of dribble it on the floor and drool a bit, and he sees me cleaning that up all the time. So he actually went to the cabinet where I keep the paper towels, grabbed a paper towel and started wiping up the floor. So now this is something that I have him do pretty regularly, and he actually enjoys doing it. Another way we have him clean up messes or wipe things up is when he's done eating, I'll give him a warm washcloth and he'll go ahead and wipe his hands and his face as well as his tray after he's done eating. This is something that's really simple but a good thing to have them start doing. That way they're taking part in the cleanup process. So this kind of leads into bigger cleaning around the house. So Cooper loves dusting. We have a feather duster at home that he thought was the coolest thing since he was really little. He loved the texture and the feeling of it. And now he loves shaking it around and going around the house and dusting whatever he can reach. Dusting is an easy one, especially for really little kids, that they can do from a young age. Cooper's now gotten to the point where he loves to help sweep and vacuum as well. So even if there's not a mess that he can see, a lot of times he'll use the little dustpan in the small broom to scoop up his toys. It's great for hand-eye coordination, and of course it's him learning how to use these cleaning items. Also sees me vacuuming all the time, so vacuuming is a good one for older kids to learn how to do. For a while he was actually scared of the noise of the vacuum because of course it is pretty loud, so it can be startling for youngsters. Now that he's gotten used to the noise, he loves to watch me vacuum. He also loves to turn on our Roomba, which is our robotic vacuum, and watch it go all around the house. He will literally sit there for 5 or 10 minutes just watching it. And now what I do is with our large stand-up vacuum, I actually take the canister off so it's much lighter and doesn't have a cord, and he will push that back and forth. So even though that's not actually vacuuming or cleaning up, it's him learning how to do it, and he really loves to play with it. Another thing that he helps with on a regular basis is to feed our dogs. So a lot of families have pets, and kids usually want to help out in taking responsibility with taking care of those pets. So our dogs, we keep a really large bin of dog food that closes really tightly so that they can't get into it, and so our toddler can't get into it. But I'll go ahead over and I will open the bin for him, and I'll usually put the dog's dish in the bin, and we have a scooper, so he will go ahead and scoop the food and pour it into their dish. That way the mess is really kept to a minimum. If he spills a couple pieces of dog food, it's not a problem. We can just pick it up, or we'll let the dogs eat it off the floor if they're right in the room with us. But he's really excited to go ahead and pour it into their dishes. And for our older dog, a lot of times he will actually feed him by hand just for fun. Not usually for his whole meal, but he'll give him a couple pieces of food by hand. So, cleaning up the garbage. This is something that Cooper loved to do from a really young age. As soon as he can walk while holding something, he always wanted to have something in his hand. So something we started doing when he was really young is asking him to throw stuff away. Of course, at first we would help him do this, we would show him where the garbage was, we would help him open it and go ahead and throw stuff away. Now we can just hand him something while I'm cooking or picking up around the house, and I'll say, Cooper, can you go throw this away? He will walk right over to the garbage, open it with his other hand, and go ahead and toss it in. This is super helpful as I'm cooking because I usually end up with a lot of wrappers or containers that I'm working with. So it's really nice for him to be right there, and a way that he can participate is clearing them out for me. He also likes to bring out the recycling with me, so this is something where I'll actually carry him to. We keep all of our recycling on the corner of our kitchen counter. It kind of piles up throughout the day, and then I'll bring it outside as things are accumulating. So I don't usually have him carry the big glass containers or jars if there are any, but any kind of plastic containers I'll have him carry out there, and then I'll go ahead and lift the lid of our big recycling bin that we keep outside, and he'll go ahead and dump them in. The last and 10th thing that we have our toddler do as a chore is to water the plants. Now, if your toddler or child is a little bit more advanced, they can definitely water some inside plants. Our son isn't quite there yet to carry an open cup of water and to dump it neatly, especially with hardwood floors. I want to make sure not to leave any extra water on the floors, but he loves to water the plants outside. Sometimes I'll take our inside plants and put them on the porch so he can practice watering them out there, because then it's no big deal if there are spills. But a lot of times outside, especially in the summer, he wants to play with the hose anyway. So he'll walk around and I'll have him water the plants in our flower beds. So I hope you guys like this video, and I hope it gave you some inspiration of different chores that you could have your kids help with around the house. We really love incorporating our son into helping with daily things around our house, and he definitely feels really important when he's helping out with them. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I post videos multiple times a week about motherhood and parenting, as well as a bunch of cleaning and organizing videos as well. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.